Welcome back to Claudette's Craft Corner. Okay, so what this is probably the 26th of December. And what I'm doing here is just talking about the Hemline Grotto. I'll do a separate review video on Jenny's Countdown to Christmas, but I thought I would do them individually here. So, alright, so sort of just recapping what I got out of this Advent, and my cat is causing trouble. I don't know if you can see her moving back there. Okay. Anyways, alright, so day one, right off the bat, gold metallic thread. I always like to use different kinds of threads. I think I've used metallic before. I believe it came out. I think what I did was, it was my very first try at free motion, and it was obviously it was my first attempt at it, so it's a little messy. So I would like to do more with metallic threads. I've pretty commonly used variegated threads right now when I do the quilting, and I love the effect that they give, and I get different variations of coloring, and usually choose which one I want to use based on what I've worked on. An example of that, if you go back in my playlist and look at the Farmall quilt playlist, I think towards the end with the quilting, I get some pretty decent close-ups of the variegated threads. Okay, alright, so gold metallic thread was day one, and the tomato pin cushion was day two. I actually have maybe half a dozen of these. So I'll have to look. I don't particularly use these. I actually try to make my own pin cushions. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I may start a little box for giveaway items, things I either already have or you know, just things I'm not going to use, and start putting things into that. And this will probably be one of them. Okay, alright, so that was day two. I'll try to get these boxes out of the way as I go. Alright, little pair of scissors for day three. They feel pretty good, nice and tight. I think I said when I open these are always a nice thing to have extra pairs, because especially these smaller ones, they tend to disappear. So, okay, that is three. Alright, travel kit with threaded needles. Okay, so these, I actually have a few of these, 3 or 4 of them, but I almost never use them. So again, not sure what I'm going to do with that. That might go to an extras box. So, okay, all right. So, white polyester thread. This is good. I mean, you can really never have too much. Hold on, my cat's doing something bad. Sorry about that. I have a kitten who is not quite a year old, and she acts like a 2-year-old. So hopefully she will stay out of trouble. Anyways, okay, white thread. It feels very thin. I'll probably test it on some small things just to see how it holds up, but it feels so thin to me. So not sure if I would use this in a quilt where I really want the threads to be nice and strong. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do here. Right, so that was 5 and 6. Now this was useful. This is the retractable measuring tape. I'm not sure if this is one that I'm going to keep in my purse. Seems like it would be extremely handy, or if I'll just keep it upstairs in like a sewing basket, or a project basket, that when I'm working on things up there. So either or, one of those things. Oh my gosh, would you please stop getting in trouble? My God. Okay. Yeah, I do love this though. It's very handy, in a lot of different places. So this was a really good one. Okay, and this one, the pom-pom maker. Now, I'm sure this is probably a very common shape and size, but I personally hadn't seen this. I have some pom-pom makers. Like, they came in it was like one kit that came with 3 different sizes, and they were round. So I've never actually seen one like this, or at least I don't remember seeing one like this. This is probably like an older style. So I'll have to, I think I got a pretty good idea just by looking at it, how it works and stuff, but I'll probably watch something just to make sure I'm doing that right and see how it comes out. Maybe I'll even do a video doing pom-poms with this versus the one that I already have. All right, and let's see, that was number 7. And okay, number 8, the magnets. What was it? The horseshoe magnet. Works very well. Picks up that nicely. So yeah, it's handy to have. Like my husband said, if you drop pins or something, that would be an easy way to pick them up. So I will have to find some way of storing this so I can grab it when I need it. So now I'm aiming the camera at this wall because this is all going to change. This whole room is going to change. I'm probably going to do a separate video on that because I'm really determined to get my craft room straightened out. But anyways, this might actually hang on the wall because this part of the wall is going to be right next to me, the way I'm going to reset the table and stuff. So anyways, okay, moving on. Needle threaders. So I'm really just starting to get to the point where I really can I can really use things like needle threaders. I've never really needed them in the past, but my eyes have changed a bit in the last couple of years, to the point where, yeah, I kind of need something. And so these will come in handy. I do have a pretty good sized stash of needle threaders because, like I said, I've never really needed them in the past. So I've gotten them with other kits and things, and it's sort of built them up. So as I am going through my craft room and reorganizing, I'm going to start making like little trays of different things that I've collected over the years and decide what I want to keep, still need, don't need, donate, give away, all that kind of stuff. Okay, what are you doing with that moose? Misty. You love that moose? Or is that moose in your way? Most likely. Alright, so metal bobbins. I generally, I use a Singer sewing machine, and I generally use plastic bobbins. Never really had a problem with those. Never really tried metal ones, which I know is more common. Or at least they used to be. So I don't know. I'll have to see how it works with my machine. I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. Because if they don't work well with what I've got, then again, another, giveaway. Okay. And I'm going to pause the video so I can set up the next round of stuff. And reprimand my kitty. Okay, moving on. So let's see, this is day 11. And this was a measuring gauge, which, it's fairly sturdy. We'll probably, again, keep that right next to my sewing area, probably in a little dish or something, just so I can grab it when I need it. I'm actually even thinking about putting a little tiny hole maybe on one, within it, so I can just put it right on the wall so I can grab it. I kind of like that function of hanging things on the wall so they're right next to me and I can grab it. You can see I got my rulers over there hanging singly so I can see them, which ones they are, and I can grab what I need right away. Okay. All right, so there's that. And let's see, so knitting thimble. I'm actually a little excited to try this. I have a tendency to knit very tight, so I think that might help keep, running the yarn through these and helping to keep it straightened out and loose, so that my projects come out a little bit better, because the gauge on my projects usually runs small, and I believe because I knit tightly. So let's see. All right, and this one, I know it's such the simple things that can make me very excited. So I think I had mentioned when I opened this, I was excited about this one because every time I go to the store, I totally forget that I need one. So, which I have one now. Again, another item that'll be kept, right by my sewing area. Okay, so that was day 13. And this one, day 14, is this creamy thread. So just like the white one, very thin. Like I said, I'll just sort of put it on a little test projects, see how well it holds up, and then go from there. So that was 14. All right, so this brass rit pin, not sure where I'm going to put this. So that's, or if it's something I would really even use. Again, this might get put into a extras bin. Okay, black thread, just like the cream and the white, same thing, only black. All right, yep, black polyester thread. All right, day 17, a thimble. Okay, so again, as I go through my craft room, I am going to gather up all the thimbles that I have, see how many I have. And I was thinking, since I don't very much use these, or maybe I'll leave one out that I can use if I need it, and take the rest of them and then just put them in like a little display jar and just use it as more of a decor thing in my craft room. I don't tend to use them. Maybe as I get older I might. I'm not sure. I mean, my fingers are pretty sturdy. So that might be what I do with that. And okay, so really can never have enough of these 30 assorted pins, or I'm sorry, not pins, needles. for hand sewing. And I do some hand sewing, not very much. Usually when I'm, sitting upstairs. And it's not very often I get to. But these are always nice to have extras around because I have broken pins in the past. So it's nice to have extras kicking around. Yeah, sorted hand needles. And this was day 19. And these are fabric clips. These are 4. Now these are nice ones. I wish there was more. I actually have this style of clips. So these 4 will just get added to that pile. So this is definitely something that will get used. But very nice, especially working on bindings and that to hold everything in place. All right, silver metallic thread on day 20. All right, just like the gold thread, love using metallic threads, variegated. I sometimes have a little trouble with the clear thread. It's almost like fishing line, really, very thin fishing line. I have used it. I've had things where part of the project is really, really nice because it's invisible thread. You can't see it, but you can see the pattern it makes. And then another part of the project looks horrible. So I just have to get used to using it. But metallic threads and variegated threads I do enjoy using. I mostly use variegated on quilting. Okay. And, okay. So a 60-inch measuring tape. Looks like it's got centimeters on the other side. So this one I'm probably going to change out. I have one down here in my sewing area. I might just put this down and keep it down here and change it out with my other one. My other one doesn't have centimeters. Not that I would thinking that I would really use that, the centimeters part of it, but I might as well keep the most useful tool in the area that I do the most work in. So that's definitely a keeper. Okay, and these are yarn and wool needles. Okay, now these are always nice to keep around. I do some yarn projects, and these are nice to help finish those things. So I have a small stash of these, but it has happened in the past where I couldn't find them. So having extras is really good. Okay, so I left these. These are the glass head pins. I left them in the box because I have a little kitten running around here, and I didn't want them strewn all over the table here. So these are nice because these are glass heads, so you can iron on them or get heat next to them so that you can just keep moving on with your project. You don't have to take the pin out because you have plastic ones on top. So these are good. I'm going to keep these in the box until I locate my other glass pins and then add them to that. So thread snips. I think this is like maybe an ergonomic one. I don't think I've ever seen one quite this style. I have another pair of snips that's like this, but it doesn't have the ring on the bottom. But I'm thinking it's just a way of holding it so it's not, it doesn't fatigue your hand. So these are good. Always nice to have things like that around that you can grab when you need it. So here is everything from the Hemline Grotto Advent Calendar. Now, I paid $23.99, I believe it was, on Amazon for this box. I think there is some value, not a crazy amount. The metallic threads, and let's see, some of the other stuff. This usually is a few dollars at Joann's. You know, things like the measuring tape. These are all extremely useful things that I will probably use pretty frequently. These, and let's see, the clips. So I'm just separating out what I know that I'm going to use frequently. So yeah, almost, I would say roughly half. Oh no, I'll definitely use these. And then, you know, there's other things here that I think I will try. Yeah, that I'm sure I'm going to use. So, you know, as I'm looking at it, and these, okay, more than half. So I think for me, I got some pretty good value out of this. These are very common type items in that, and I don't know, if you put a retail number on it, it's probably maybe a little bit more than what I paid for the whole thing. But that's okay. And there's actually a couple of things in here that I would like to try out. Like, what do they call this? A knitting thimble. Because I'm really interested to see if this will help my knitting. So I'm not knitting it so tight. And then the pom-pom maker. I'm interested in trying it to see how it compares to the ones that I already have. Will I continue to use it? I don't make pom-poms very much. I was doing them on hats a while back. That's why I got the other set. So, bottom line, I think there was some pretty decent value in this Advent. There was not crazy value, but definitely value is there for me. I'm going to use a lot of it and reuse these things. Would I do it again? Probably not. I think this is like a one and done Advent kind of thing, because I get the feeling it would be, you know, like next year, if they do it again, it would be very similar type items. And I can only take so much of this, because these are, you know, routine things that you use all the time, like the clips and things. But yeah, I don't think I would do it again. So I would say it's like, I would say out of 10, 10 being great, I would put this probably around a 6. There was definitely value, but not a crazy amount. So I guess that's it. So this is the 2024 Hemline Grotto Advent Calendar Review. Please like, subscribe. I'm going to try to do some videos on using either some of this or some of the things I got in the Jenny calendar. So please stay with me, and we'll see how much content I can get out in 2025. Bye.